Welcome to Big Car Flip, and today we're gonna go ahead and look at how we can get into botting or what's behind botting when it comes to the whole trading card situation with retail just completely killing us being able to get cards at Target and Walmart and whatnot. But now it looks like a lot of people have gone and ask questions about bottom because people that's right now that's the only way we can get cards. So I wanted to introduce a close friend and he's a nephew of mine. So beyond friends, family, Felix,
Hey, what's
and
up, guys?
what's up, what's up? And so Felix, tell me a little bit about botting, like to because straight up we don't know anything about botting.
Okay, cool, man. So basically, it's becoming harder and harder to get um, items that are hype, or in particular, anything that has resale value or is limited in stock or in quantity is becoming scarce or very difficult to get. So we saw a very big example with the PlayStations and the Xboxes that were very difficult to get at the market. And now we're seeing kids getting trampled at Targets and things like that for sports cards. It's becoming more and more difficult because we have these robots that are able to instantaneously check out items before you're manually able to do it. They're able to get into the back frames of these websites, and they're able to check out these items before you can. So it's something that's with eBay now, doing verifications, also Goat and StockX websites like these. You're able to easily fill orders, and it's so easy to sell these things now. You don't even have to go to like a black market or anything. It's like a very well known thing now. That's basically what botting is, if I was to put it in a nutshell.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so when it comes to botting, can anybody like just with a computer be
Okay.
able to do this, or you need to
So,
be, like mining or something, like for Bitcoin, you need
right,
some craziness.
right. So, what I can go ahead and do is I'll go ahead and share my screen for just a moment. Let me go ahead and hit share screen. I have a bunch of channels and servers open. And on here, I'm in so many groups, as you can say, and I pay for a lot of these subscriptions. And what it is they monitor, or they have monitors, but they're groups where they tell me what I shouldn't buy, what's hot, what's not, what's releasing, what isn't releasing, when it's releasing, or if there's something that's like a shock drop, things like that. Anything that's hot, basically, from sports cards, trading cards, to cryptocurrency, you name it, these guys are on it. They even have betting groups on Discord and stuff like that. So basically, if you were to go through one of these, for instance, right, let's open up ghost alerts, right? So right here, I can go to, like, let's say, these are all the monitors that I'm going through, right? Let's say I'm looking for like one for consoles or like PlayStations like that, or a very hot commodity right now is the GPUs for mining and stuff like that. So give me just one moment, bear with me.
Okay, so all right, so I see. So are these people that are part of these groups, are these
Right.
people that are doing the same exact thing as you, or is
Oh yeah. So basically, no, most groups are particular to what they want to resell. So I specialize in sneakers. I'm really into the sneaker thing. So most of my groups are people who want to resell sneakers and stuff like that. They do offset into other things, but they're based on sneakers. If you were to do sports cards, you would be one that's based on sports cards. But the one that does sports cards, they might have some outskirts that are like sneakers at GPUs and CPUs, because they don't like to just focus on one thing. Like they're trying to get a piece of the pie on everything.
okay? That makes sense. And you have to
Um,
like pay for each group, or
You do have to pay for these groups. These groups are like premium groups who have developers who are constantly updating their monitors to be able to catch these things. I'm sorry, I've been looking for a PlayStation monitor for you for a moment now. Give me just one second. Okay, PS5 monitor, for instance. I'll open this up, right? And here, this is running on Zephyr monitors. You can see here when PlayStations come out, this monitor right here would let me know. So all I would have to do is hit the cart, and it would open up the cart, and I'd boom, I'd be able to check out or whatnot, you know. If I had a bot hooked up to this, I'd be able to Instacart it on my bot, and it would instantly check out the PlayStation. Another thing that people do as well is I can leave a bot running, for instance, with a task, a blue task, and whenever my monitor picks up that task, it'll check out that that item that I have requested on that task. So I can show you, for instance, I don't even have to be physically on the computer to do this stuff. I can go here, for instance, let's say create task. I have all my monitors here. I can put baseball card, tops. I'm just giving you an example, right? Select billing profile. I put my billing profile, right? Boom, boom. I select the proxy that I want to use. Go ahead and submit. Okay. Now I have a blue task for baseball cards tops. All I have to do is press play. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Can you?
I see it.
Yep. And now it's just monitoring.
So this is just going to tell you if.
So basically, this right now is going to, once my monitors pick up a baseball card from tops, this is going to instantaneously check out that item for me.
Like buy
this robot right here is going to buy that item for me.
Okay, just straight like that.
Just straight like that. It's that easy. I typically it wouldn't be I wouldn't just put baseball card. It could work off of keywords, but to be more precise, I would put like the direct link of the item that I would want into the robot, and then it would do it. But it's that easy. It's seriously that easy. But it's a money game. You need money. These robots cost money. The proxies cost money. Virtual credit cards cost money. As you know, like if you want to grab NFTs and baseball cards or Top Shot, which is a very big NBA NFT that's really hot right now.
Right.
If you want to grab those NFTs, it's very difficult, right? So you're only able to get one NFT per customer. How do you get multiple? Well, you got to create virtual credit cards. You have to jig your address. The way you jig your address is that's slang for basically grabbing your address and doing different abbreviations for it. For instance, if it's drive, it would be spelled out D-R-I-V-E. You would change your address to D-R, or you would put D-R-I-V, or, you know, different abbreviation, whatever you can.
Just change it up, different ways.
Just change it up. That way you can like stay under the radar and have multiple checkouts and stuff like that. You would get like, you would go get like on your Capital One, for instance, very, very popular. You would get Capital One Eno, which lets you create up to like 35 credit cards or something like that. So you would have a bunch of virtual credit cards. That way you can have multiple checkouts. Privacy.com is very huge for that too. You link it straight to your bank account and you create as many virtual cards as you want. And that would probably allow you to check out, like, for instance, more sports cards, more this and that, things that would limit you to just one billing. Because I even know PlayStation and Xbox limits one per household. So this is a way to like bypass that and go around that. Correct.
So let's just say I wanted to get started, you know, what would be the first thing?
Okay.
And I want in Target, I want, you know, I want to buy my cards from Target.
Okay, so research is so important when you get into this stuff, and it takes a long time. I haven't been doing it long. I'm still novice at this. So I had a lot of trial and error, and unfortunately, I lost a lot of money in the beginning, and I wish I would have learned or had somebody to mentor me or whatever. But some of this stuff you just get into, right? So your first step would be to get onto Discord. and get onto a good group. A group, a cook. They're called cook groups, and you would want to get into a group that cooks cards. You know, if that is your major, if you want to focus on trading cards and sports and all types of sports betting, that type of thing,
Mm-hmm.
you would focus on a group that has sports. And how do you find these sports? Well, these sports groups, just basically Google them. Just go on Google and put like, hey, number one sports cook group or sporting cards cook group. They usually have Twitters, right? Twitter is very huge for accrediting these groups. You would go on Twitter. They would probably have a link or something like that on their website, and then you would see their accreditation through the people that are following them on Twitter. It would say like, hey, these people are super legit. Look at all the stuff that I've bought through them, blah, blah, blah. And you would obviously click on those profiles to make sure that those profiles aren't just like fake marketing or fake, stuff like that. So that would be your first step, to definitely get a group, and then these groups will guide you to acquiring the bots that you need. They have sales on proxies. They will give you the step on step and the one-on-one that you need to really get started. But
So okay,
basically, you can't do it on your own. I would definitely recommend getting into a cook group.
okay. So then, so real quick. So I mean, obviously, you've been doing this. Uh, I don't know what, like a year or something.
Let's say about a year.
About a year, and you're making money from this.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, all right.
yeah.
So
Very profitable.
okay, so then, so when I go join this cook group, right, and I go and I start consuming this information, and they're telling me, okay, I need to buy a. You mentioned proxy, and you mentioned I think bot. So what is it that I exactly need to buy once I'm in that cook group and I consume this content? Let's just say I've been doing it, for 2-3 months, and now I'm ready to implement what I've learned, to start
Okay,
testing. So I need to
okay,
buy a proxy you mentioned.
okay. So let's go. You would buy your bot, right?
And
First, you
what
need
is
your
it? Is
base.
that like a physical box or something?
A bot is a robot, bot, right? A bot. So what you would buy is an application, right? Basically, the robot is an application,
So it's a software
and
based thing. It's not
it's a
hardware.
software. Absolutely, absolutely. You would be purchasing this. You would be purchasing this, and this program is the what will be getting the items that you request, the ones that you would want. They're going to be hacking into these websites and checking out these items for you.
Okay, and then the
Uh,
proxies are just so you can run multiple bots.
No, so that you can run multiple tasks. So basically, I'm sharing my screen still. I'm so sorry.
No,
Let me
you're
show
good.
you.
Yeah.
Since I am sharing my screen, I'll go ahead and show you. Let's see here. Right here, my billing is set as main. Let's say I create another task and I want to use Citibank, right? Um, I wouldn't be able to use main again, right? Because I can't. I need to check out multiple times. So I have to use like my proxies to mask my IP so that I'm able to do, because it's checking my IP address, my internet. So the websites have bot protection. They're gonna know I'm the same person trying to check out an item twice. So what do I need? I need proxies to stay under the radar. The same reason why we change our address and we use different virtual credit cards. That way we're completely anonymous. Not anonymous, but
I got you. I got
you
you.
get
So
me.
pretty
So,
much a proxy, each proxy is like an IP address.
correct.
Okay, I got you. So it's like you being in different locations.
Correct. The proxy itself is hiding your IP address, and you're basically like Mission Impossible. You're wearing a mask. You're somebody else.
Somebody else. I got you.
You're all the way in Virginia, or
Okay.
you're all the way in Hong Kong. You're
Boom.
borrowing somebody else's virtual address. Yes.
Okay. So what? How many proxies would you recommend a beginner to start with?
It all depends on what you're getting. There's something. It's like rule of thumb. Basically, these things, right, are are like chances. It's all like a lottery. So it's obviously, if you have more and more, you're gonna get more and more. So if you have more proxies, more robots running, more tasks running, you're gonna get more stuff. You know, it's there's no, it's all simple. You know, they make it, they overcomplicate it, and it's not. It's just, it's simple math. It's
Uh,
not. It's, in fact, it's not even math. It's just simple.
it's just so pretty much, if I want to buy a bunch, I need a bunch of proxies.
You need a bunch of proxies. You need a
If I
bunch of
want to buy a
proxies.
little, I don't need that many.
Yeah, correct, correct.
Okay, I
And you
got
need
you.
multiple bots too. Like, just one bot isn't gonna cut it. If you want to get, if I want to fill my room with shoes, I can get one really good bot, and that one bot is gonna get me, a good amount. But you're gonna need multiple. Like these kids that are filling rooms with Pokemon cards and things like that, is because they got 5 6 bots running at the same time on different servers. Like what I'm on right now showing you is a server. These are rentals. Like I'm not even on my computer right now. Let me show you. Like I'm on somebody else's computer, like renting their server to be able to run my robots on it. Do you get me? Like, check this out. This is my computer here. This right here is my servers. That's a whole different. I'm running on a MacBook, so I have to go over here. Boom, and now I'm on a Windows. Can you see my Windows?
Yes.
Now I'm on Windows. You see that? I'm on somebody. I'm completely. Look at this. You see? Host name, IP address, public IP, private IP. Like this is. I'm on a whole different. Running my bots off of here,
Okay.
and
Okay.
now I'm switching back.
So that's a whole nother layer. Okay. So you've got bots, software bots, and some are more powerful than others.
That's very true.
And depending on the price, I'm assuming that dictates how powerful they are. If
This is
one
true.
costs 200 and one costs 2,000, the one for
This
two
is true.
thousand probably does a lot more.
This is so accurate. Yes,
Uh,
absolutely.
okay, all right. So then now, when it comes to the server, you have to run the bot with a server. How does that all link there?
The reason why I need a server is because my computer can't handle like 6 bots at the same time. It's unreal. These bots take a lot of GPU, CPU, RAM and stuff. So you you need multiple. I don't have 4 computers, man. So I rent these servers, and I basically got a login. And what I do is I log in, and it's like me having remote access to a different computer. So I simultaneously open these servers, and I'm able to run my bots all across. Because if I didn't have my servers, I would have to either buy computers and put monitors on next to each other and stuff like that. Like you see a lot of people set up with like 6 monitors in their place or whatever. I just don't have the space for it, or the time, or the money. So it's more viable for me to just rent these servers and then run all my bots across them.
And who do
The
you
reason
rent
why
these
you need
servers
them,
from? Are they people from the cook group?
negative. Amazon. I use Amazon AWS.
Oh, this
Um,
is okay.
yeah, these are like legit servers that you rent from legit providers and stuff like
Oh,
that.
I got you. Yeah, I've rented
Yeah,
server
yeah,
space from Amazon AWS before.
yeah,
Okay,
AWS. Yeah, so I use the Microsoft Remote Desktop, and then because some of these stuff also is not Mac compatible, and I'm a Mac dude, so this I need to use the servers inevitably
I
for a
got
lot
you.
of these programs.
I got you. Okay, I got you. So now let's just say I get my server. Sounds like that's probably the first thing you may want to do. Get a server. Then you get your bot. You get your proxy. And then you just start, implementing the things that you've learned from the cook group.
Correct.
Now, can I use any bot to get into Walmart, Target, Walmart, or they bot specific to certain retail stores?
Okay, so they're all bots will advertise that they cook everything, right? So like they'll put a whole bunch of different modules half of the modules that they advertise don't even work. Don't fall into like the scheme or the advertisement of the bot. That's why you have to check on Twitter, or you have to do your research on the robot and make sure that it cooks what you are looking for. So I can show, sorry, I'm actually showing my desktop again. I can actually show you this. So let's say I was to open up Toru. Toru is a bot, right? I'm opening it up here. You would go on it. Let's say create a task. Here I have Supreme, Shopify, a whole bunch of different Shopify sites, right? We're talking about over 1,000 Shopify sites, from like sneaker politics to this, that, whatever it may be. You got Foot Locker, Adidas, Yeezy, Nike, all this stuff. This robot doesn't work on any of this, okay? It only works on Supreme and Foot Locker. Everything else is irrelevant, you know? But on their website, they'll tell you that they cook everything, you know? So you have to be careful with that. They do support it, and it does work, but it's not good at it. They all have their different focuses. And like you said before, it does matter if you have a $500 bot or you got a $2,000 bot. It's a money game. If you go cheap, you're not going to get anything. You're going to get what you put in.
So, in your experience, how much money would I have to invest in a bot? I know you don't deal with the Target and the cards. I know.
Right. No, but I can give you some. Okay, so for instance, for right now, Stellar is a super hot bot right now for that, for Walmart, for Target, for all this. Okay, and Stellar. Let me. I'll open this up again. Let's share screen.
How many bots do you have?
Plenty. I probably like 8, 9 on the top of my head.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, Stellar. This one right here, Stellar. This is maybe $500, right? It's sold out, as you can see on their website. You wouldn't be able to buy it straight from them, but you can buy it at a resale cost on for instance, botbroker.com or something like that. This right here cooks Walmart. You see, Target, Walmart. This right here, with $500, you can cook Walmart. But keep in mind, you're going to have to get proxies. You're going to have to get virtual credit, all this stuff. So it all adds up. It's not just going to be a straight 500. Now, yes, this does cook Home Depot, Target, Walmart, and Amazon, okay? It supports the most popular big box. Don't fall into the scam. This robot only works well on Amazon, on Walmart. It doesn't work that well on Target and Home Depot as they advertise it, but you can bot it. Now, if you go to a better, this is 500, right? And this will get you stuff. It will get you stuff. Now, if you want to get
so much Target though.
Not so much Target. If you want to get guaranteed things, you need Viper. But that's going to run you $5,000. So, yeah. But then again, you're going to stock up on GPUs. You're going to stock up on, but this is like guaranteed. You're going to get like 25 GPUs. You're going to get like 60 cards. Whatever you can imagine, this bot will get it at more ease. You won't have to spend so much on proxies or this and that, because not all your tasks are going to hit. You know, you have to run a bunch of tasks, and maybe out of 1,000 tasks, that means 1,000 proxies running on the 1,000 tasks, you only hit 3, 4, right? So these things, let's say you're only running 100 tasks on Viper, you're probably going to hit 50 out of those 100 tasks. If you're running 100 tasks on Stellar, which is $500, you're probably going to only hit 1 or 2 tasks, if you see the difference here.
I got you. You get more processing, more. It'll convert more.
It's a better program. It's a better. These guys are the people that develop this. They're hackers. They're back end, programmers who develop and update these programs to beat bot protection, because Amazon, Target, Walmart, spend a lot of money to prevent people to be bought these things. So the only way to beat them is to have really, really intelligent people sit down and write code on how to, on
Right.
how to bypass all this.
And then obviously all that work,
These
they're
they want
yeah,
to get paid.
right, and it makes
So
sense.
that's why the ones that work really well cost so much. But it's not the developers even themselves that are selling it for that much. It's the people that resell it, and for the developers to continue to make money, they charge a small premium, like $50 a month for these robots. That's what I pay, like 50, 40, 30. But the people are the ones who race up the price to 5,000, 6,000 because it's sold out. And the reason why the developers have it sold out is so that it's not over inflated and everybody's using their thing and then it gets cut off, So they kind of want to control the market.
So so you go to like bot, you said bot market or something like that.
Oh, okay. You would go to Bot Broker.
What,
I can show you
you
that.
said,
I'll
yeah,
pull that up
like
for
if,
you.
because a lot of times, I mean, I'm trying to figure out if it's just software, why wouldn't the developer continue to sell it just continuously?
I don't think they want everybody to use it because
They
if
want to
if
put a
if
cap on it.
if everybody's using it, then the bypass, like the way that they're getting into Walmart and the way that they're getting into Target is gonna get burnt out. You get me? So like if they got 1,000 people doing it, hey, it might slip. Walmart might not pick it up, but if they got 60,000, 100,000 people doing this, it's gonna get and then they're
Right.
going to have to write new code tomorrow. They're going to have to write new code every single minute to keep up with this because they're
Because
burning it out so quick.
they're actively trying to block them. Okay, that makes sense.
Look, check out all these bots. You got Cyber, Prism, Nebula, Ganesh, Balco, Polaris. All these things here cook different things and they all go for different prices. And here you can see what you see: Carnage, AIO, collectibles. You get me? Like here, it'll tell you what they bought. AIO, foot sites, and collectibles. Like if you want to get a robot and not get scammed, because there are a lot of scams, I recommend this. It's called Bot Broker. And you could even look for groups here. They have groups. You go on groups, and they'll sell you keys to different groups that bought certain things. Also, you can go on something called I believe it's called Cop Supply. And if you're looking for like a group, right? But I think this is more of sneaker groups. But they do offer, if you go to groups here on Cop Supply, they have a whole bunch of different types of groups and alerts that you can join.
Okay, so so I see what you mean when you were saying you really gotta just consume a lot of content. You gotta educate yourself before dumping money into this because you have so many different things. You just have to just learn what all these because you could lose a lot of money.
You can definitely like end up buying something that doesn't work, or like you can purchase. I hear a lot of kids buying like bots for 600, $700, and then they're thinking they're buying something good, but in reality, it was a bot that was like $6,000 3 months ago that has done so poorly because the developers haven't kept up to date with it, and then they think they're getting something good. They end up buying it for 700, and they're stuck with something that they can't resell. So I mean, you really got to do your research. You can lose money. You can be spending money on proxies and running these robots and not hitting anything. So it's you got to know what bot to use, what's hot and what's not, and you just have to rely on your cook groups to do that for you. Because unless you're somebody with inside information or you're really on the inside, how are you going to know all this?
So
This is all backdoor stuff.
I got you. So essentially, the each bot is again I'm just reiterating this just in case people who are watching, it because this is you and I have spoken about it when when we've hung out together, but definitely you're giving me a lot more information. So I'm just gonna try to reiterate it to anyone who may not be maybe confused, but it sounds like each bot is pretty much just a hack, a secret code, not secret code, but a coding hack to these websites, Target, Walmart. whatever website it is. So the person or the group of people who created this bot, they may create it a certain way where it hacks through well on a certain website like Walmart, but it doesn't work so well on Target because Target has already got a block on that type of hack. So and then when a certain bot is caught, they'll block it, and then now that bot is pretty much dead. And now they gotta either change it. The developers, they need to go ahead and go in and update it, or you need to jump onto the next hot bot.
Pretty much. That's pretty much how it goes. So like they it's like internet based. So basically the bot would like create multiple like site instances. It would try to go into the site. It's basically like opening up a million browsers at the same time, and like going into the back, like the back pages of this website, and ordering. Even like if there's no stock, you could even like trick the website, and like the website will even email you like, hey man, we don't even have stock. I don't know how this happened. We're gonna cancel this order, because like that's how hacked into the back these people are, that. But like you said, yeah,
Heads
you'll get
bugged
ghost
out.
orders. You'll get ghost orders, bro. Like you'll get orders. You'll be like, oh yeah, I hit 100 of these, and then they'll email you like, bro, we don't even have this in stock. Like, so that's how wild it is.
Wow.
But if they're not updating and it changes, man, I've rented a bot once. I paid 550 for a robot a month and a half ago for a whole month, and the robot was hot the month before, like so hot, and I rented it for 550. And keep in mind, I couldn't get a refund on it, and I wasted my 550 because that robot stunk that whole month. And this month, that robot is doing phenomenal again. And I rented the one that was doing better the month before, and now that one stinks.
Um,
So now I lost my money again. You get me? So you got to
on
be
that
careful,
particular
man.
bot. So you got it.
On that, it's a game of luck, man. This is honestly like a game of luck. You're like the proxy, the task, the robot, all this stuff is like you buying a slot into the gamble. It's because it's like
Wow.
the lottery.
So pretty much that bot was dead because the whatever website blocked it or whatever. The developers took a few weeks to get ahead and figure out a way back around, and now it's back to being hot because they already did an update on that bot.
And these people who do the bot protection, they'll sell bypasses to these robot developers behind, like on like some, so that these developers, you get me, it costs money. It's all a money game. Like it's very messed up, like
Man,
the
this is
the
a
actual.
whole racket.
Yeah, the people who create the bot protection sell bypasses to their bot protection. You get me? So it's almost like even developers who manage to develop something good, if when they don't have money, it costs money, man. It's just a money game.
I
It's a
can
racketeering.
imagine, these developers to build the bot protection. That's probably a nice payday for them. They say, "Look, man, we just did this, update. But if you want in, it's gonna cost you X amount of dollars."
Yeah, and they're doing it under the table.
Of
Like
course,
I'm sure it's a developer who's the bad apple of the bunch, who's selling this stuff on the black market. Who
right.
and the company has nothing else to do but update it.
So
And
now
then,
you mentioned renting bots. So what I
oh, you can go on like websites like here, I'll share my screen again. You can go on websites like Tidal.
so maybe when you're
Um,
starting, that's probably the way to go.
yeah, when you're starting, you want to test waters. You go to like Tidal, for instance. Give me a second. Tidal bot rentals. Okay, and here they have like bots for rent and stuff like that. Um, and they tell you where it says like 25, a day, and it'll tell you what they work on, etc. But like this is Eve collectibles foot. You get me? Like
Yeah.
it'll show you. So you could go here on Title Market and you could find anything. They have a blog as
Can you
well.
rent some of those expensive ones, those $5,000 ones?
Yeah, Cyber Soul here. Let's say the last rental was $100 for 7 days, for instance. This bot right here runs you for like 6.3K right now. Dash is like 1K. Uh,
I got you.
all of the yeah, these are all these are pretty price. This is like 3K right now. All these, yeah, this is what you're renting. You're renting the
So real.
mostly people wouldn't rent a crappy bot.
Oh no.
I mean, yeah, you can find somebody on the internet and scam them, but like people aren't renting, you know.
Crappy bots.
Yeah, yeah.
So wh- when it comes to renting a bot, um, would you recommend that over buying the bot? How long does a bot work for? Like when it first comes out, is it something that you there's going to be good for at least 6 months or a year, 2 years, or a month?
Hey, keep in mind you're buying from a develop. Half of these developers are kids, man, and these people have like they don't have customer service set up. They don't have. You're not gonna get your money back if you mess up, or like, you get me. This is like a very shady thing. It's very black market, very like, backdoor. The Congress is trying to make it illegal, so it's like you're not gonna go ahead and buy something, and then if it's not working tomorrow, get a refund. Like, this is something that you really have to research and make sure
I
it's doing
got
good,
you. So you never
because
know. You never know. That's
you
why,
buy
as you
something
mentioned, the
today.
research and on Twitter, the word of mouth, you got to go with what people are saying is, yeah, this is working. It's been working for X amount of time. It works at
Yeah,
Target. Okay.
because if not, you even then you can buy the one that people are saying, hey, this is it, and then it is working. It might work for you today, and tomorrow.
Okay. Okay. So, all right. I only have two, three more questions.
Take your time.
So compared to what you do, it sounds like you have a lot of competition with the sneakers and Supreme. You also flip Supreme and PlayStation stuff. I've seen.
Correct.
All right. So, well, I'm just curious. What's harder, Supreme sneakers or PlayStations?
um Honestly, they're all hard.
Okay, they're
Like,
all equally hard.
they're all equally difficult, because there's so many people starting to do this now, and it's
The
whether
competition.
whether it's, even if it was 1,000 or 10,000 people doing the same thing, it would still be, it's still hard. The stocks are so limited regardless, so it's like it's so difficult to get anything, really, man. A PlayStation is hard to get, and also is a $250 shoe. They're both equally labor intensive to acquire, man. They're both hard.
How many? Okay, so when you compare that to, I know you don't deal with the sport card stuff.
No, no, but I do try to get like Pokemon cards and things like
Oh, you
that, and
do?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I do. I don't particularly go for the sports, because I don't know the sport market, and I don't follow the sports market. If I did, maybe I would get into it, but that's a whole nother world,
Right.
Like, these are all like little universes, man.
No, yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay, so real quick, so as far as you can tell, I don't know if this is a loaded question or not, but compared to what you do, compared to sports cards, do you think that it's the same level of difficulty, or do you
I
think one is
honestly
more
think if
difficult
you
than the other?
were if you were to get, like, let's say Stellar, the $500 bot, and like try to bot sports cards, the factors that go into it are a lot less, and I think it would be easier for a novice to and it's also like virgin ground right now because it hasn't been done for years. So like you have these bots are assets too. So you got to keep in mind, like you buy a bot today for $1,000. That bot does really, really, really well for a year. Hey, that bot is probably going to be worth $4,000, $5,000 or something like that. You can go off and sell it, make money on it, and buy a whole bunch of stuff in the process. Or you can rent this bot out and pay off your bot and etc. You get me?
Yeah.
But this bot that's $500 that you buy now, Stellar, and try to use for trading cards is going to be easier, yeah, than getting sneakers and PlayStation or whatever because the websites that you're buying they're essentially easier. I believe it is easier.
Not
Um,
as many people are trying to bot for cards versus sneakers.
no, more like your setup, your what you're doing is like is easier to get, I'm sure like the information that goes into getting these sports cards, it should be easier and less trickier than it is for the shoes because the shoes has so many aspects that go into it and also do like a couple other things like the PlayStations and stuff like that. But these sports cards that come out on like websites like Panini and Target and Walmart, they're they're easy. They're cake, they're cake. But the problem is that there's so many people doing it now. So it's you got to just have a bigger setup to get more and more and more stuff. That's all.
I
But
got you. And all right, I just have my last question is, what is the biggest score that you've gotten? Like, like, yo, I was able to come off with, these
man,
10 sneakers or this one particular sneaker that's selling for, a bunch of money.
so maybe 2 weeks ago, I could have made a lot of money where I checked out on 36 pairs of Supreme Air Force Ones, and the resale was going for maybe $110 a pair. So I could have maybe made like $3,600 in one day, for instance, right, in one drop. But my credit card kept declining. So I mean that would have been my biggest like boom, But yeah, I got screwed over there.
So, oh man, so obviously that card was already maxed out.
No. So the trouble is that like you have you ever gone to Walmart or like Publix, try to swipe your card and they flag you for they
Oh,
too
right,
many
security. Like,
uses or
oh, you've been spending too much
yeah,
or something.
yeah, so
Oh,
that's what happened to me.
oh
Yeah,
man.
yeah. So but now I just keep trying, man, and hoping for the best. The other day I had grabbed like, a bunch of Yeezy slides, and those things they cost $68, and I flip them for $320. So there's a lot of money to be made, but you know how hard it is to get them. I had to invest like time, money, and setting up these bots takes time because you got to copy and paste. You have to like go address by address and this and that. It's time consuming, but
So it's not.
but once you but once you got it and it's not hard. It's just it's like anything. It's a lot of verbiage that you just have to learn. The stock market is green and red, right? But people they use a lot of vocabulary to trick you. It's numbers. It's not really that tricky. Once you start learning, it becomes it becomes a lot more familiar and less difficult how people portray it to be. This
I
isn't
got
a this isn't a hard thing to get into.
It's just tedious. It sounds like you just gotta
It's
learn
tedious. You
and
got to
then
learn.
and do all those little things repetitively, like just over and over.
It's work. I use it as work. I take it as work.
This
For
is your
me, it's
yeah. I
work.
mean, this is your full time job. This is your
Then
full
my
time
full.
gig,
This,
right?
this is what feeds my family of three. Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, you got to do what you got to do. You know. Um. All right. So let me see. I'm just looking at my questions real quick. All right. So I think that was it. That was I actually have a question right here. What is the biggest thing you've learned? This will be the last question. The biggest
No,
thing you've learned.
the biggest thing I've learned is
The biggest
don't
lesson type thing.
don't do FOMO. FOMO is a big thing that
Fear.
people are saying now, and FOMO is like anxiety or like jumping into something. I don't know why they say FOMO, but
Fear of missing
it's
out is the acronym is fear of missing out.
fear of missing out. You got it. So it's like don't fall into that, man. Like that's my biggest lesson in like these groups or in anything. Like don't have the fear of missing out. Do your research. Do your research. Like don't go fall into hype or anything like that. And don't trust anybody. Don't trust anybody online. Don't trust a soul.
They're
Unless
all trying to get into your pockets.
you need to if you're going to be dealing with people online, whether it's like trading cards or buying a bot or doing like this, if you're not doing it if you're doing it through third parties or anything, like just make sure these people are accredited or make sure, because I've gotten scammed for my bot once or stuff like that, and that hurts. I lost 2K and things like that. Like it's happened to me in the past where you trust people or you can get easily scammed because these people, they got it down packed, man. So you just have to watch out and be careful. That's probably my biggest lesson, to really really do your research on robots and on people themselves, and don't purchase items or a bot or anything like that, or even a proxy. Some proxies work better than others. There's proxies that are faster. There's proxies that are banned on websites already. So you can go ahead and buy a proxy, and that proxy is banned for the website that you're trying to bot on. So you have to do all these types of research because you could end up getting screwed in the end.
Damn, it's a lot of work, a lot of research, but at the end of the day, if you learn it, you get it down packed. It sounds like you can make a lot of money.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I reckon easy 5 6K
Damn.
doing this, and that's like, but it's clockwork and it's tedious. It's tedious work. It's
That
tedious work. It took me like a long time to get. I was negative like 4K my first 2 months doing this, and then it took me a while to make money. I was losing money left and right, but I didn't give up.
wow. So I mean, don't look at it as losing money. It was like you were educating yourself, putting
It, it
that money
was
in.
it was an expensive lesson.
Like college, man. That's what it is. When you go to college, you pay all that money, you learn, right? Then you
Yep, it was
implement.
an expensive lesson.
Man, Felix, good looking now, man.
Absolutely.
Man, I told you it was gonna be short, but man, this thing ran mad long.
It's okay.
Next time we hang out, man, I'll make it up to you.
No, what next time we hang out, we'll do this live.
That's it, yo, for real. We'll do
Yeah, we'll
something
do
live.
this live. And I mean, like, if you guys want to see some stuff, yeah, whatever.
There's some bonus footage here, coverage here. Let's see. I mean, it's very interesting, man. I mean, it's even if I were to, like want to get into something like this. Oh,
That's some stupid stuff. Like, let's run these. Let's go, for instance, these Kobe's here.
yes, sir.
These retail for 190. Okay, they're running you $700 right now.
Wow, wow.
Um, I'll hit you with these Supreme dunks right here. They're not my cup of tea, but these right here go for $1,300,
Damn.
and they retail for 120.
It's just that everybody wants them.
Yep.
Demand.
So when you're getting these bots and you're touching these items, it feels good, but it takes a lot of work.
Okay, let's see a third pair. You got any?
Oh yeah, my bad. Yeah, let's keep it going, dude.
Let's go
Uh,
through. Let's go through. Let's
So
bonus
too,
points
this is
for
just some
anyone
of
who
the.
stuck around to watch this whole video.
I got AMMs. These go for about. Oh no, I dropped this. These go for about 5.99.
Man,
We got
bro.
we got another pair of Kobe's here. The new undefeateds that just came out.
Man. I mean, it sounds like the markup is just the margin is just ridiculous. Oh,
These are
the
going for 450.
I like those.
Those retail for 190.
Those are fire, man.
So the margins are
Are ridiculous.
ridiculous.
I mean, maybe that's why not too many people are doing the bots because if you're gonna get into the bot game, it seems like it's much better to get into Supreme Gear or the get into kits because the margins. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's money to be made with cards. I guess it all depends because you would have to buy a few boxes of cards to make up that margin. Um,
Yeah, to make up the margin of the proxies and this and that.
and all of
So
that
like,
too. You
the
know,
same
that's
thing with this. You would have to get like at least like 3 4 shoes to make up like
for your overhead.
just to cover your overhead, and then anything after that you're making profit. It's like yeah, I mean, on some release these this I brought this out because this is like heat. This is the premium stuff, but like you're not going to make that off of every release, like the Jordans that come out next week, hey, maybe 40 50 bucks. The ones that come out in a month, $300 $400 a pair, so
It all
not every
depends.
pair is going to give you the same. And I'm sure the same thing with trading cards. There's like the premium card packages, and you got the other
The
ones, and you
lower
got
end,
the
absolutely.
also you have to see what's in circulation in the market, because I know like if there's a Mike Trout right now, like that's for sale on a marketplace, they can see how many more are like in circulation of the packets, and that will affect the price of the
Of the
packet.
right, right.
So
Like
if there's
every
a Mike Trout still in circulation in that packet, oh yeah, that packet is gonna be up the
right
roof.
because
Once
people
that Mike
are
Trout sells, it's going down.
they're trying to get that next big card because it's the new rookie or whatever it is. I got you. Yeah, man. I mean, it's interesting, very interesting. And well, since we got into the subject of the gear, um, I know when I've gone to your house, the Supreme gear, you had some Supreme gear. What is that still a thing or no?
Supreme is dying out, man. I've they haven't had anything like hot like that I've been trying to grab recently or anything like that. I normally carry more inventory. I've sold off a lot of my stuff in the last week as I've invested in newer bots and newer stuff with my company and stuff like that. Right now I have so much money pending in my goat. Keep in mind I sell these things and it takes me about 2 weeks to get my money back. So I have to be constantly selling my inventory just to keep up with me purchasing new items and stuff like that because you know just in these shoes that I have sitting behind me I have 5K. I have 5K in just
Right there.
5 shoes sitting behind me. I didn't pay that for them, but I have that money sitting there. And if I want to get that 5K back, I have to send it to GOAT. It has to get verified. After it gets verified, they give me the money. Then I got to transfer it to my bank account. So we're looking at like a really long process. And like, yeah, I was carrying a lot of Supreme gear. I had a lot of shoes. I had a lot of extra Yeezys and stuff like that. But I couldn't keep up. I wasn't able. I wanted to hold a lot of these things, and I wasn't able to hold a lot of them because I had to like keep up with new things, and I had to keep up making money. And as bad as I wanted to keep these things that were going to raise in price and appreciate, I couldn't. So I've sold off a lot of everything. I basically don't keep stock anymore. I don't keep anything
You
inventory.
get it in and you flip it.
I have to. I'm at that point now that I have to because I can't. I can't as I'm growing, as I'm trying to get more bots and more proxies and acquire more things. I couldn't keep an inventory and do that.
Bro,
I
I
would have
mean
I
that's
would have been at the same plateau.
bro, that sounds even better, man. Because instead of having money, a piece of an item or whatever sit there, um, it's compound interest. I forgot who was. I was watching some finance video, and they were saying, look, instead of you buying a card and then having it sit at home, let's just say you bought it for $100 and you could flip it for 500, but you sit on it and you're like, nah, it's gonna be 1,000 in 2 years or something like that. They're like, nah, man, it's better to sell the card now and then use that money that you get and then reinvest it in more cards. And then because now in that 2 year period, that one card that went from 500 to 2,000, you made $1,500. But if you would have taken that $500 2 years ago and reinvested it, and that with the compound interest, you'd be making a lot more money. So
Right.
moving product does not sound like a bad thing. I know you're looking at like, man, that sneaker would have been, way more money if I would have sat on it for a year. But you're reinvesting into the business, you're reinvesting into more product, so more compound interest. You're gonna come out ahead, man.
Yep. Like I'll show you an example of what you this is what keeps me sometimes from not wanting to sell these things. So like if I was to go here, for instance, and check out one of the pairs that I have behind me, right? Let's say I go on StockX right now. All right, and I look up the Kobe Grinch that's behind me. I have two pairs of these, for instance. If I was to go here and check out a size 13, which is the size that I have behind me, right?
So
Sorry. We're
the
looking at
sneakers.
$700.
Okay.
And if I want to go to the asks and I see the market, I can see what the market is, how many are left, etc. I scroll down, I see that somebody's asking for $10,000 for these shoes, right? And I can see it's 5,000, blah blah blah, right? I can see how many are available here, and I can see what they're asking, and then I can see at the rate that they're selling. Okay, I can go here and see their sales, and I can see that the last one on the 31st at 6:35 p.m. they sold one for $700. So hey, they're selling. They're selling maybe not every day, but every 2 days, every 3 days, a pair sells. So I know eventually I'm holding on to this shoe at 700 right now. But I know, hey, maybe one, two, three, four, a couple, maybe 30 sales from now, 25 sales from now, I think it's going to hit 2K, 5K, maybe 10K, maybe 3K, So like some stuff you can gauge and you can see some stuff is just blind and you're just taking a risk. But like these are the only things that I'm holding, like this type of stuff. Anything that's like not like this, I wouldn't hold. I would just like flip. But this, man, if it hits 10K in 2-3 months, hey, that's a really big return on investment.
Wow, dude, I love it. I like that breakdown that it shows you. You can kind of see, and it's not like they're gonna make more of those sneakers, right?
Nope, it's not re-releasing. And then Kobe on top of that, he's not. His wife didn't re-sign with Nike, so it's done. His
Oh,
shoes are gonna be like insane, man.
dude, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's
His
crazy.
shoe his shoes are gonna be like wow, like
So yeah, maybe you want to hold on to the to the Kobe's, man,
yeah, man. They're a hot commodity, bro.
for
So
sure.
like and even the PlayStations in September all the way to December, January, boom, 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 and then like February, it was getting hard to sell them. Like I don't know why, and then now it's gone back up, and it's hard to get them again, and it's caught. They've rose up in prices, and it wasn't. I don't know what caused the fluctuation in that or the volatility or whatnot, but
Bro. Well, I mean, man, I kept you for really long, man. I appreciate you taking out the time. Anybody watching, Felix, he is planning on coming out with his own YouTube channel. Is
Yeah,
that
very soon. Nothing social yet, but as soon as I'm ready.
we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk because Felix, you have all this experience. You have all this knowledge. You p- people want a new way to make money. People are tired of the typical 9 to 5 with the boss in front of you and grilling you and this and that. This you're building a business. People, we'll talk. We'll talk. You know, you're gonna come for Gavin's birthday party, and when you come for Gavin's birthday party, we'll talk, man. We gotta
Yeah,
because
man, this is all it's all real. It's all like if you go it's all, man, I don't know if you can see here, but this is all real, man. This is like everyday cash outs, sales from orders and stuff, you know. This is all every day. Every day I'm
you see, and
cashing
that's
out, I'm selling stuff.
and
It's
you
it's
see,
it's
bro.
all
People want that knowledge. They need that, And the thing is, you have that experience. So with a YouTube channel, I know you would be extremely successful. You
thank
know.
you, man.
So all right, man. So anybody watching, for sure, look out. Stay tuned. If when Felix comes out with his own channel, I'm gonna announce it. And if you have any questions for Felix, drop it in the comment section, and I'll make sure to relay the questions because honestly, I don't know a lot about this whole industry, but obviously Felix does. So Felix, any last words?
Um Hey, if anybody needs help, just holler, and I'll reach out, and we'll make sure we get you set up good. So I,
All
I
right.
appreciate you having me, man. Thank you so much, and just wanted to spread the knowledge and let people know that you don't have to do the typical 9 to 5, or just because coronavirus hit you and you lost your job or you can't work in the industry that you were able to before, you don't have to you don't have to bow to the man. There's other ways to make money, and right now we're in the time where there's more entrepreneurs than ever, and there's more millionaires than ever, and it's only going to grow. So why not be a part of that wave? You don't have to conform to the regular lifestyle and to what people did 50 years ago. This is a new generation, and there's a new form to make money and get rich. So it's very exciting. Thank you for having me, man. I really
For
appreciate
sure,
that.
Felix. All right, man. All right.